شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. قال رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم زدنا علما. All praise and thanks is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Peace and salutations upon Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his family, his friends, and upon all those who try to emulate him until the end of time. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. We welcome each and every one of you, Ya Abdullah, Ya Amatallah. عن أبي موسى رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: مثل المؤمن الذي يقرأ القرآن كمثل الأترجة ريحها طيب وطعمها طيب ومثل المؤمن الذي لا يقرأ القرآن كمثل التمرة لا ريح لها وطعمها حلو ومثل المنافق الذي يقرأ القرآن مثل الريحانة ريحها طيب وطعمها مر ومثل المنافق الذي لا يقرأ القرآن كمثل الحنظلة ليس لها ريح وطعمها مر. Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, may Allah be pleased with him, he reported that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that the parable of the believer who recites the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that of a citrus fruit which tastes good and has a pleasant scent. And the parable of a believer who does not recite the Quran is that of a date which has no scent but tastes good. And the parable of a munafiq, a hypocrite, is he who recites the Quran is that of a basil, which has a pleasant scent but tastes extremely bitter. And the parable of the munafiq, of the hypocrite, who does not recite the book of Allah, is that of a vine, which has no scent and its taste is bitter. And this hadith is found in Bukhari and Muslim. So benefits derived from this hadith. The one who possesses the Quran, the one who recites the Quran and acts upon the Quran is virtuous from every aspect that one can imagine. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam likened this person to a citrus fruit. The smell is good and the taste is excellent. The Quran is indeed a blessing and goodness in every aspect of one's life. And we as an ummah should take advantage of the blessings and the goodness found within the book of Allah. The perfection of the greatness of the Quran lies in recitation of it and acting upon its teachings. Acting upon the teachings of the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is of utmost importance for a Muslim. Whether young or old, we need to act upon this book that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. The greatness and the blessings of the Quran, know that they are attained by those who adhere to the book of Allah under all circumstances. Sometimes we find when things are going good, we don't recite the Quran. We don't act upon the Quran. Certain times of the year, during maybe, for example, the summer months, when it's times of festivities, then you'd find that certain people or people in general, they are not so attached to the book of Allah. And this should not be the case. That every day is a day to gain closeness to the book of Allah. And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in this hadith, he mentions the munafiq as well, the hypocrite, that outwardly they portray Islam, but inwardly they oppose and they are far away from this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even if the munafiq were to read the Quran, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that there is no benefit. There's no benefit for them. Because had this Quran penetrated their heart, had this Quran had some form of benefit for them, they would have understood the deen of Allah and they would not be of the munafiqun. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from nifaq. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the true understanding of the book of Allah and to make us of the Ahlul Quran, those who are the family of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصمه ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر